Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lookout. Today's Tuesday, the 12th of July, and I'm going to do a quick video overview of what's going on the Washburn fire. So here's mapping. Yellow is stuff that had laid down and was kind of scattered heat as of last night at 10 p.m., almost 24 hours ago. Today, there's still a little bit of heat. There's one spot fire this afternoon that was over the road here at 41 that was getting picked up. Spot fires from yesterday didn't have much heat in them today. And pretty much this whole part of the fire from the origin around the south entrance and along Highway 41 was looking really cool this afternoon. Same down towards Wawona. There's scattered heat as you come up the South Merced. And most of the smoke that people were seeing today, we're going to come around here and look kind of up the river canyon over Wawona. Whoa, sorry, got my 3D crazy mouse here. So if we're looking up the South Merced, today the big news is the fire still hasn't crossed over the South Merced into the 2017 South Fork fire. Most of what was really burning actively today was burning up out of the canyon towards the lakes up here in Mount Raymond. Kind of one of the big stories from yesterday. Last time I did a video, we had a crown fire that was pushing hard on this retardant line, and they were pulling crews out because it was blowing up. And I didn't think that the retardant line would hold yesterday, but it did. They put a lot of retardant down here. And today they extended the retardant line up into the granite. This red line is just kind of an approximation of where they've put in tanker drops. But the fire was blowing up the hill. The wind was kind of blowing this, coming in from the southeast, and basically pretty amazing amount of retardant got put on the ground, and it's held the fire, which is really great news. Fire, as far as I can tell from today, hasn't pushed any more towards the grove here, shown in yellow. And that's about all I have to report. Today we had a lot of instability in the atmosphere, but a lot of what the fire did yesterday was really took a big bite of these thick fuels it had, where it had kind of alignment to run up the slope. So today, even though we had really unstable atmosphere and big thunderstorm buildups over the mountains, the fire is kind of running into the rocks here. And so that's really, we've got this pretty wonderful large fuel break, kind of like what we saw in the Caldor fire last year in Desolation Wilderness. Natural barriers are a firefighter's friend. I heard a little bit of talk today that the strategy is to kind of connect from the top of the retardant here down through the rocks and tie into this creek and have this be the control line down to the Merced. Like we've had for several days now, there were spot fires out ahead of the fire, sometimes as much as half a mile. As long as the smoke isn't too thick, pretty much the spy airplanes are flying over and putting their crosshairs on those things and giving the coordinates to the helicopter pilots, and they are taking them out with helicopter drops. So I don't want to get too predictive, because the last couple of times I've kind of said what I thought was going to happen, it hadn't. But one thing of concern is just that the way this canyon aligns is that strong up canyon winds could carry the fire up canyon. But what we haven't seen so far is much of that happening. The fire's been flanking, and so far so good. So that's some good news. Even though it's hotter and drier and the weather's unstable, the fire is kind of doing about as well as anyone could hope for, and this massive air attack is working. In the first few days, we saw a lot of retardant drops out at the head of the fire that just got burned over. But some of the places that the retardant has been effective is on this ridge, And also, a lot of retardant got put down along this flank fairly early on, and that really helped slow down the fire and help them get line in. There's hand line running down to here. Anyway, everything on this end of the fire today was looking really good. So that's your update. And working my day job right now, so not a lot of time for blow by blow. I've been impressed. There's some great coverage on Twitter. People are listening to the radios, and so if you aren't on Twitter and you want a lot of good information, I recommend getting on Twitter and just searching for the hashtag whatever fire you're worried about. That's one of the places that I see a lot of the best intel. Thanks for supporting the Lookout, and we'll keep posted.